All right, so what's going on, folks? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Run and Gun Podcast. I'm JPeeps. Oh wait, not that one. I'm JPeeps, and I think he's actually right on schedule. He's
I am
Ace.
Ace.
So we did not plan that out right then and there, but we got it perfect. Oh, he got a haircut too and everything. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's ready.
I gotta comb it. I didn't comb it. I gotta deal with that.
Got a Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt on and everything. I like it. He's ready for Celebration Bowl this weekend. I see. Okay. So, as always, we got a good show for y'all tonight and everything. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to get to know Howard a little bit tonight, what they present with, as well as looking at the matchup a little bit more in detail because it is game week. Ace is going to give his prediction for Saturday as well. Yeah, as well, too. We're going to react to these SEC schedules that just dropped, which, if you look at them, they are jam-packed and they are insane. Week to week, that's going to be a bloodbath every week. And then also, too, tonight, we're going to recap two games in the NFL three. One that determined the NFC South lead for now. Another one that...
The joke division?
Yes. The other one that practically put the Cowboys back on top. And another one where things are just reverting back to when Peyton Manning was playing. So we're going to talk about a couple things tonight. So as always, Ace, you got anything?
Be a friend, tell a friend, like always. Football's coming around to a close. Final stretch now. You got players coming back from injuries. You got some guys getting hurt. Nothing fun. Lost another star quarterback this week, and Justin Herbert. So fun. Head coaches might be fired, might not be. Some rumors out there. The NFL is getting a game in Rio de Janeiro. So who knows how that's going to work out in Brazil. So, but yeah. I ain't got nothing else besides to run this intro. Let's get into Celebration Bowl weekend.
Yes.
Celebration Bowl week, but
True. So, without further ado, folks, go and get comfy. You've come back to this channel so many times, so you might as well subscribe to it already. So, let's run it. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to
the Run and Gun Podcast.
So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm not going to mince any words here. It is Celebration Bowl week. And, as always, this is that battle of MEAC versus SWAC and everything. And, something right out the gate, I'm going to talk about it. Buddy Pugh said something very interesting in regard to this weekend's matchup on another show. I saw a clip of it.
We have breaking news, NBA.
What happened?
Draymond Green got suspended indefinitely.
For the season?
Well, indefinitely, so I don't know how long that's going to be. Probably the season, maybe. I don't know.
Damn. Honestly,
we'll talk about that in Hot Topics.
Yeah.
Just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, so this little clip I'm actually about to show right here is actually what stood out most to me. And I'm going to go ahead and share it right here. This is something that really stood out to me as far as what Buddy Pugh had been saying in terms of what he thinks will occur this weekend in the Celebration Bowl. Is my volume up? Well, of course
Yes,
it should
it
be up.
is.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this for y'all.
They can say what they want to say. I kind of, I can kind of sort of, I guess maybe take FAMU and Bethune a little bit because at least they went to the SWAC. The SWAC, the Celebration Bowl is the SWAC. The MESC versus the MESC this year.
Yes,
Because FAMU, they can say what they want to say. They're born and bred MESC. They ain't got no choice. They not SWAC. They play MESC ball. They coach MESC ball. Shoot, what can I say? But I can kind of forgive FAMU a little bit. Plus, I like Willie better. I like them other guys. I don't know. I kind of, I can kind of.
Okay, so that was from Jay Tisdale right here, from HBCU Nightly, who is I believe he's a hardcore NC Central guy, but did it share? Oh, okay, but yeah,
It shared all right.
yeah,
I was watching.
So, yeah, HBCU Nightly's a hardcore NC Central guy, which that's fine. So looking at it, everybody's joking and saying, FAMU's born and bred MEAC and all this other stuff and everything. Respect Coach Pugh because he's been around the corner a couple times. But, hey, I have no problem with what he said, even though it was jokingly said. It's like, hey, it is a MEAC versus MEAC matchup. You have two behemoth offensive lines. You have two talented wide receiving cores. You have two talented rushing attacks. You have two talented quarterbacks. You have what is dubbed by many the top secondary in Black college football going against what's dubbed the best wide receiving core in HBCU football. So, something's got to give, something's got to break. And then also, to factor in, you got Pro Football Hall of Famer Edgerrin James' son on the other end for Howard as one of the stars in that duo at running back for Howard. So it's a good matchup, and it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, I think.
There's more than one reason why that's funny, though.
Why is that funny?
Remember all you know what I'm going to talk about probably. I feel like we talked about this last week. Is like SWACs when FAMU went into the SWAC, there was a whole lot of talk. All they were saying was, "Oh, it's different in the SWAC. We built different." Only team to beat them in the SWAC is Jackson State with Deion Sanders.
Exactly, dude. Honestly, like
they've ran that division, ran that conference, however you want to call it.
Dude.
And they're technically still a MEAC. Some people consider them a MEAC school, like how they were talking about earlier. So like,
dude, here's the thing.
It's more funny than one way than one.
Here's the thing. For the longest time, the MEAC has always been the more brute strength and physical conference versus the SWAC. And that's where the MEAC has the advantage. The SWAC has been more so speed. The MEAC's been more so power. But you have, in most cases here, especially throughout the late 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s, you have a FAMU team who was always speed and power because of being in Florida. And then eventually Bethune-Cookman rises up to the occasion. And they're also, with the Wyatt bone at the time, they're the perfect, and plus with Brian Jenkins as well, the blend of speed and power as well. Bison is delicious. Yeah, hey, exactly. I think it is too. It's going to be, if FAMU wins this game this weekend, boy, it's going to be a lot of pissed off people, and I'm going to be right here for it. I'm going to be right here.
We always ready to watch people be mad.
Oh, all the time. Which, by the way, also too, in case you are watching this, I figure I'd say this now. FAMU versus Howard breakdown Saturday at 11 a.m. So make sure you are up with your coffee, ready to go. We are going over. Well, Ace might join me if he gets up out of bed. He already looks like now he's not going to get out of bed and join me. But it's going to be straight up just talking about this game, breaking it down and stuff in further detail. So make sure you're here.
Hey, I woke up this morning and I was giving you heat, so you never know. Yeah, I was roasting. I woke up this morning. I was just roasting everything. So you never know. I might wake up Saturday morning like, I'm feeling fiery this morning. We come in like this video up. I don't know. You never know.
I feel you. So now let me go ahead and pose this question here. Is FAMU's best game still yet to be seen?
I think their best game was probably Homecoming.
Okay. Fair. That's a fair statement.
And I think that performance can be topped.
I would also agree with that. I would definitely also agree with that. Is that because that's something that I felt, because I looked at that game and I still see missed opportunities at certain points here and there, and I'm like, you ran the. Here's the thing about the two Prairie View matchups. You threw the ball really well, I felt like, in that first game on Homecoming. The second game, yeah, and I agree. It definitely is. I agree. I think the second game, because of the elements, you still threw the ball. You threw the ball well, but you ran the ball exceptionally well in the second meeting. And I think whoever has the hot hand, by all means, go with the hot hand. So if that's Terrell Jennings again, by all means, run him. But if Kelvin Dean gets in on the action, Jaquez Yant gets in on the action, they all just start running well. Go back by committee. And honestly, too, I think this weekend, this needs to be Moose's best game. This needs to be Moose's best game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But my thing is also, too, I don't care if he goes for 400 yards. I don't care if he passes for 100 yards. The stat I care about is the fact of exactly win. And the turnover margin. The turnover margin.
You can win the turnover margin and lose.
That's true. That's very true.
Mainly we want to see a win, but also we would like to see him play good too.
Yes, I agree. Now for the next one with this is, what does Howard bring to the Moose's magic? He likes the light. Yeah. And I think, honestly, it goes back to what Willie said too. Having played in 2 NFL stadiums already, you're not overwhelmed by the moment. Having, been in an NFL locker room, you're not overwhelmed by the moment. Well, been in one twice now, you're not overwhelmed by that moment. You're used to what you're going to see. The only thing that you really need to do now is just get on that turf inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium and just run around on it, get a feel for it. Don't let what happened in the Florida Classic, where you were slipping and sliding so much, come back to haunt you on this turf. Because give or take, Camping World Stadium's turf, regardless of how many bowl games and stuff that they play on it, it is a soccer field. Mercedes-Benz is going to be a football field, and you need to just still go out there, get your bearings, get a feel for the ground.
It's going to be turf.
Yes.
I think it's turf.
It is turf.
They probably have soccer, but compared to Camping World, which is grass.
It's like a more denser turf at Camping World, honestly. It's like a thicker turf.
Probably.
But
it's a better quality, probably. It's not like how. Well, to be honest, actually, I don't think Atlanta has the issues like the slip. They don't have slip film turf like how MetLife and.
Dude, MetLife is one of the most dangerous turf
fields ever.
Yeah, in the country, but that's not the case in Atlanta. So I think you just go out there and get a feel for it early. It's get your bearings. Don't let that moment be too big for you. You should be fine. Now, for this one right here, what does Howard bring to the table? It's simple. You got 2 top-tier rushers who are about neck and neck with Jarrett Hunter and Edgerrin James. You got a quarterback that can run and throw in Quentin Williams. Your top receivers, Casey Hawthorne. Your leader in the middle at linebackers, Terrence Holland. And your top defensive back is Kenny Gallup Jr. All top-tier players. And by the way, Kenny Gallup Jr. leads probably one of the best secondaries in the FCS, apparently. But, we'll see. This is going to be a good matchup. That's all I can really say right now. It's going to be a good matchup. And don't let the 6-5? Don't let the 6-5 record fool you about Howard.
Don't let the record fool you. Yeah, I was about to say. Like we just saw NC Central learn that the hard way. And also, I think for what Howard brings to the table, that running game, I feel like that those running backs, whew,
Yeah.
like how they bullied NC Central, like in the trenches with the running, and then also with the running backs pounding it down their throat. Yeah,
Dude,
that is what you got to take care of.
if you've watched any bit of tape on Howard, which I did earlier this week, like, well, it's the middle of the week, but which I did like Sunday and Monday, dude, that running game can get going. They got a 3-headed monster pretty much. And even at times they'll bring in Jared Hunter, have him at quarterback, and then have Eden James. I keep saying Edrin, but it's Eden James lined up at running back, and they'll just go like that and just try to plow you. It is a very interesting backfield, and it's an exciting one that I'm curious to see how they match up. But
It is gonna be an interesting game.
it is. Do you think he plays up Tar Heel and USF
This
game?
is from Musa.
You know,
I think so.
oh, wait, my
He
bad.
does rise to the occasion a lot.
Bring it
So
back.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Bring it back.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, if we see that, you know, UNC Tar Heel game, Musa, or we see like, you know, like homecoming Musa, like that, those types of performances, I think you definitely win this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Plus, if the running game comes into play and it becomes a factor like you saw in the SWAC championship, you definitely win this game. Because I do believe if you can get to the second level against Howard, you have a chance. You got to give the blow offensively versus receive it. And when you give the blow, you need to be 10 yards down the field.
Definitely.
But I'm with you though. I think Tar Heel, UNC Tar Heel game, Musa will be hopefully on display. That's what I'm anticipating.
That was his first game. I think that was the one where I correctly predicted the stat line.
Yeah, like that was like his very first game going into.
Yeah, that was the one I predicted the stat line to a T.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was a crazy one.
And the thing was about that game was he did it without
a lot of people.
Exactly. He did it without a fully healthy offensive line or a full strength offensive line. That's the thing. And so with that too, we can now move on to this. So Southern made a head coaching hire with Terrence Graves, who basically comes in as, I believe it was an interim. I'm trying to remember.
Funny thing, 3 out of the 4 major Louisiana college football teams got new head coaches this year.
Well, Grambling
are going to get new. Grambling, Southern, and Tulane.
Grambling hasn't made a hire yet, though.
No, they haven't made a hire, but they're going to need a new head coach. Is what I'm saying. Like,
oh, true.
3 out of the 4 outside of LSU, all the other ones going to need one.
Very true. This, yeah, that's crazy, and it's funny because everybody swore, you know, oh, Willie Simmons is going to Tulane. That's false. That's very false. Like that was not happening. Because honestly, and he said it himself, you will hear it from me before you hear it from Pete Thamel or ESPN or anybody else. As it should be. Rightfully so. And honestly, it's like he even said it himself, like, oh wow, LSU's playing Southern Cal. I'm sorry, I got distracted. And UCF plays Florida this year. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, you know, Willie Simmons said his focus right now is just, you know, winning Saturday and focusing on next season and loading up for that. So you know where you see now where his mindset is. His mindset's not on.
He's locked in.
Exactly. He's guaranteed he's locked in now. Again, like I said last week, you need to back up the Brinks truck to his house and pay him wherever he wants.
Definitely. I think the only way he ever leaves FAMU is for a Power 5 gig that has a boatload of cash behind it.
And honestly, I don't even know if I hate to be this person, but I don't know if that's ever going to come.
Exactly.
Dion got that because of who he is, and I feel like, and he said it in one of those that one of those interviews and stuff with Brandon Marshall and company, and like he was saying, like, you know, he told them he was going to only give him 2 years, which I thought he was going to give him 5, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Tulane at this point is kind of like a pseudo Power 5 school anyway, so it's not like it's out of the realm for him. But I think for him, it would take a big offer from a very good program for him to leave FAMU. So it's very highly unlikely that he leaves to begin with.
It would. And honestly, I don't think that phone call is going to come from anybody in the state of Florida, to be honest with you.
Oh, no.
I don't see it.
There's something in common with all the main head coaches in Florida.
Wait, say that again?
Right. No, I'm saying like Florida, they're not going to go look within each other's schools for head coaches.
Oh, yeah, no, dude. Because it's like, you know, USF is happy with who they have right now because he dug them out of a gigantic hole. Gus Malzahn, first year in the Big 12, he's not going anywhere. I expect them to progressively get well and get better. Florida State ain't hiring him. I'm just going to be honest with you. Mike Norvell's running an excellent ship. Florida definitely ain't hiring him for multiple reasons. And I don't think
know the reasons.
Exactly. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know why Florida would even consider him or Willie Taggart or Turner Gill or anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just can't see
Miami's not doing it either.
Yeah, Miami went down that route. I don't think Miami's doing that again. And then I can't see Florida Atlantic or Florida International doing it either. So that kind of cancels out the state of Florida for anybody else trying to go get Willie Simmons. But yeah, so let's go ahead let's go ahead and put that to bed for the remainder of this season because we just did. Okay, so everybody that's making an ass out of themselves and assuming that can go ahead and stop. But
yeah, that's one of the favorite phrases.
So yeah, now we can definitely transition to the NFL.
Taking on over to the NFL, where one of Willie Simmons' former assistants is pretty much cooking with the LA Rams right now. The Rams, they lost to the Ravens.
Oh yeah, I was about to say,
the Rams been looking pretty decent on offense. Like they got some spark in them. And I know they lost in overtime on a crazy punt return touchdown in the rain. It was crappy condition, but that game was a really good game if you watched it.
Sure. Give me 1 sec, Ace. I'm going to drop off for a second. Keep going.
All right. Well, while he does that, I'm going to talk about the Rams-Ravens with Coach KJ Black. You know, he's on that staff with the Rams, so it's kind of like a transition point into the NFL. I feel like the Rams, they have a Thursday night game next week against the Saints, so, you know, it's all tied in together. Yeah, that is going to be glorious to watch them embarrass the Saints on Thursday night. Because last week, they were, I believe, the final score was, 37-31. And the Rams, Matthew Stafford and them boys, they had 23 of 41 in the rain, 294, 3 TDs. Kyron Williams looks pretty legit for them. They're like one of those teams where, like, the record might not show how good they are on offense. They had a lot of injuries this year, especially with Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp won 8 for 115 and then a touchdown. Like Cooper Kupp, when he's healthy, he's gonna be great. And then you have Nick Tua. He's pretty good for a 5th round pick. He's really good, actually, not pretty good. And then you have Tutu Atwell, who barely got any playing time. He was good earlier on in this season. So it's like, if they fix that defense, like that NFC West is so stacked. You got the 49ers best team in the league right now, without questions. Then you got the Seahawks, who up and down, but like they had no Geno this week, and the offense looked competent back again for the most part until it's like 4th down when they didn't know what the hell they were doing against the Cowboys last week. But like that's still a good team. And then you got the Cardinals, who are about to go tag up Kyler Murray with Marvin Harrison Jr. So like, or at least Malik Neighbors. One of the two of them is going with Kyler Murray, or they're getting an offensive lineman for him. Arizona's still right there in the mix with the NFC West. So like, that division is gonna be fun. But on the flip side of it is a division that should have been fun this year. So like the NFC West is a fun division for the future. the AFC West, the AFC North, my bad, is kind of like it should have been fun this year, but now because of injuries, it's just like, oh man, we kind of got robbed of a special season from that division where it's like, Lamar is the last one standing, and you kind of feel like, oh dang, because we could have had Lamar, Burrow, Pickett, and Mr. Cosby, Bill Cosby, or Deshaun Cosby, or however one you want to call him. That division should have had like the best 4 quarterbacks in it, and yeah, 3 of them are hurt. One of them should have been hurt anyway. So yeah, 3 out of those guys hurt. Lamar looks like he's gonna probably win MVP, hopefully, maybe, but probably gonna go to Purdy for some stupid reason. And that the division with the best quarterbacks in it right now, without a doubt, is probably the AFC South. Oh, JPeeps is still MIA, but like, yeah, with the AFC South, you're like, you got Trevor, who had 3 interceptions, but he was playing hurt. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. You got Will Levis, who surprisingly looked really good Monday night with a historic comeback last 2 minutes on the Dolphins.
Very true.
And you got what am I forgetting now? Oh yeah, well I'm gonna get to CJ Stroud at the end of it.
Oh, dude, that was so sad, man.
And you got Anthony Richardson, who got hurt earlier this season, but he's looked really good early on. Colts are right there in the playoff mix.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's talk about. Yeah, I'll save a hit for last, man. That hit should have been fined an ejectable offense. Like he got hit so late, and the way his head bounced off that turf, it's like, oh, damn.
And I hate it for him because of the year that he was having and progressively getting better. And he seemed, and I noticed this about him. I've only seen this out of Joe Burrow, really. Like he seemed so cool, calm, and collected when he was going through his progressions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At Ohio State, and then he's transitioned it to the NFL, much like Joe Burrow did when transitioning from LSU to the NFL. And it's like, dude, like nothing rattles this guy. He's so cool, calm, and collected and stuff. But now it's like the Texans realize, you know what? We need to invest in this offensive line. We have weapons around us that can win us games.
His wide receivers got hurt. Tank Dell's out for the year, and Nico Collins got hurt too.
And see, so now it's like you got to see, look, investment in the offensive line, getting deeper at receiver, add some free agents, add some high-end draft picks, and maybe add a big name at safety in the secondary somewhere to really take that team over the top and continue to periodically build. That's how Houston's going.
They got Stingley on the back end, who's playing like a top 10 corner in the league right now. So I'll say that to start on the back end, but then you're like wide receiver. It's like after Nico Collins and Tank Dell, it's like you took Mechie in the 3rd round. Mechie's having trouble separating himself between Robert Woods and Noah Brown.
So, honestly, you got to feel for Mechie though, because Mechie has this.
I feel for him though. He was good in Alabama, toward the ACL, and then the cancer shit. Like,
yeah, so he's got a lot that he's battling through right now. So, and I understand that. So it's like it's hard for Mechie. I give Mechie a pass. Like honestly, the fact that he's still playing football and knowing he's overcome what he's overcome, it says a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it would have been even more fun if Joe Flacco's kind of ruining all the fun for the Texans right now, because after Cosby got hurt, you would have expected the Browns to not be winning games. But here we are with Mr. Joe Flacco keeping the Browns alive somehow, playing better than Derek Carr, not surprising. And you're like, oh boy, Joe Flacco's keeping the Browns from giving the Texans a very nice 1st-round pick. But nothing can beat the 1st-round pick that the Panthers gave the Bears. But we won't get into that right now. But yeah, with that Browns 1st-round pick, I feel like the Texans should definitely go after another O-line guy to protect Stroud, because you already got your pass rusher set. Linebacker, you don't have a bona fide guy, but you still have a solid group there. And then you have Stingley and you got Shaquille Griffin on the other side, who have been playing pretty decent. They got torched by Garrett Wilson this week in the rain. But overall, they've not been bad. So you're kind of like, yeah, Get that O-line set, man.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with that. And that brings me now to this along with in the AFC. Because there's no really definitive true number 2 right now. But who is the true number 2 behind the Ravens in the AFC? If there even is one.
It's kind of funny. I was watching the standings, right? After the Chiefs lost in the way they did last week, right? So I was looking at the standings after that loss to the Bills, and guess what I noticed? Guess who's sitting one game behind the Chiefs?
The Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd find it very, very funny if the Broncos won that division.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Russ is cooked. And honestly, because I go to school with a Broncos fan who was like, oh, Russell Wilson's not playing good football. Dude, Russell Wilson at one point had 16 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions. I'm sure his numbers have progressively gotten better since. And it's like, dude, Russell Wilson is balling for you right now. What are you not?
If only Jerry Jeudy remembered how to play wide receiver.
Oh, didn't he have a touchdown catch against?
He has 1 touchdown catch all year, man.
Didn't he have, but wasn't it this past weekend?
No.
Somebody caught a deep bomb from Russell Wilson. It might have been.
That was Cortland Sutton. He's been good. Sutton hasn't been good, but he's just had one big play every week.
Honestly, and I'll be real with you, they have come a long way since that 70-point drilling by Miami.
The Dolphins. Mm-hmm.
They've come a long way. That was probably the lowest low I've ever seen the Broncos in my life. In my lifetime. My 26 years of life. And I know you have to clarify because there's people out there that are older that are like diehard Broncos fans. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about because I remember back in 1980 something when we got beat like this and stuff. I'm like, dude.
The sad part is that is how people actually behave.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, I was not around for that. I'm sorry. So it's like, what can I say? But honestly, yeah, no.
But yeah, like. Mm-hmm.
And this team. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was saying for the who's the 2 seed behind, like who would be the second best team behind them, like the Ravens and the AFC. At this point, I don't think there is one. It's kind of like there's the Ravens up here, and then there's just like a group of them like right here, battling it out.
Yeah.
But the Dolphins, when they play good teams, like physical teams, they just have trouble
because they're a very finesse team.
Mm-hmm. And then they're 9-4, right? And then you have the Chiefs at 8-5, Jaguars 8-5, Browns 8-5.
Dude,
and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams at 7-6.
Honestly, dude, I'm gonna be real with you. It's like it's crazy because like you look at it, the Jaguars are in such a slump. They lost to the Browns. Who they lose to the week before that?
Bengals.
They lost to the Bengals on Monday night for the first Monday night game in like 12 years. Then you go out there and you lose to the.
Like if we had to pick one, I would say probably the Chiefs, but like they need Rashee Rice to have over 10 targets a game every game.
Exactly.
Because he's their only NFL caliber wide receiver right now. Like Tony's a bust, man. Unless he grows some eyebrows, like he's gonna be a forever bust in my opinion. After that nonsense he did.
Honestly, dude, I've been saying this since he came out of Florida. What do people see in him besides the fact that he's just so fast and flashy? Like, come on. Like,
they thought he could be Deebo Samuel.
Bullshit.
Deebo's built, man.
Bullshit.
Deebo's built like a tank.
Deebo is, but now Kadarius Toney was small and fast and shifty at Florida.
Giants fan won the word. It's coming from a Giants fan.
Yeah, no, they did.
Yeah, nah, y'all did, bro. He won the battle. Y'all won the war. Like, whoo, God. Well, he also did win a ring. So I mean, like, if you had to do total ass, like maybe you could say he did, but like
he benefited from a better system with Andy Reid and a better quarterback with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
And he still can't catch a ball or wind up onside.
Exactly. And then you got to think about the fact of the matter too is they do a better job than the Giants. I'm just going to be honest of putting their players in position to have success. They do, and that's why they won the Super Bowl. That's why they've won 2 recently. It's an honest fact. And
No, the worst part for the Chiefs though is that they can't get off the hook for this is not signing DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know what in their mind, like they didn't even show interest in D Hop for whatever reason, and they should have.
Yeah, they should have.
Like D Hop was kind of alluded to it if you actually checked his recent tweets, but I don't know if he kept it up by now. But let me see if it's still up from last night. Like he was saying like Des Bryant and him were talking about went where I was wanted. Never complained about anything. Clock in and work. When Des Bryant had said only 2 teams wanted DeAndre Hopkins, which is crazy. Patriots and Titans, the ultimate disrespect. I know a team who needs him right now, Chiefs.
Yes.
And then D Hop said where he says like he went where he was wanted, and like Chiefs didn't show that they were interested. That cost him big time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it would not shock me if the Chiefs panic this year and throw Mike Evans a bag.
Dude, the Chiefs, realistically speaking, you know what's funny about that? The Chiefs have been like nitpicking off of the Bucks at free agents so much. Like
Donovan Smith, like
Donovan Smith of all, that was their first mistake. That's realistically that's probably part of the problem. You got to probably simplify and dumb down blocking assignments for Donovan Smith. Like, dude, if he could not play consistently good football with Tom Brady, what makes you think he can play for a quarterback and couldn't protect Jameis? He's the reason Jameis tore his meniscus and thumb and had to play that entire 2019 30-for-30 season injured. What makes you think that he can block at a successful rate consistently for a guy like Patrick Mahomes? He might be part of the reason him and what's his name, Jawan Taylor, both might be part of the reason why the Chiefs are struggling the way they're struggling.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Somewhat finding a way. Because now I can tell you, realistically speaking, I can't see the Chiefs going on the road in the playoffs to, say, Baltimore and winning.
But that's to show how special Breeze was, man. Breeze took a bunch of nobodies and went far. I was like, how the hell are you taking these nobodies? And also, like, look at Jameis. Jameis went through 5 TDs with Chris Hogan and Marquez Callaway as his top 2 wide receivers. That shit was so funny against the Packers. But that was also a champagne. But anyway, back to this, like, MVS, Sky Moore, and Tony. Like, Sky Moore can't even get in the rotation. MVS cost him a game on that big drop he had a couple weeks ago. And Tony's cost him 2 games. The week 1 against the Lions with his drop, it went through his hands and went in Brian Branch's hands and went back for 6. And then again this week where he lined up offside and it went down for a touchdown. Or got called back. So it's like, your wide receiver's costing you. Your offensive line is costing you. The defense has been pretty decent for the most part. And then you're like, Mahomes looking bad this year. Well, Mahomes hasn't been great either. He's missed a couple of gimme throws, but like, his dudes have no chemistry with him and they can't even get open. Like, really, Justin Watson is a guy getting significant snaps on your team. Like, if I were them, I would go call T.Y. Hilton right now and say, you got anything left in that tank, bro? Like, anything at all.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would too. I would reach out because Mahomes likes to run with guys that have a lot of speed. And honestly, I mean, I get that's why they got Kadarius Toney. But dude, they need someone that's consistent at the NFL level. Consistent is the main word. And I
can see them going after either Mike Evans or Michael Thomas, but Michael Thomas hasn't been healthy. So, but he also got hurt on a Derek Carr hospital ball, so it's kind of hard to say that's his fault.
Derek Carr hospital ball. Oh my gosh, I can't with you. I can't with you tonight. Oh my gosh.
What else in the NFL?
We can just go ahead and bring this in.
Chargers are really smart. Battle of ass. What do you mean? No Herbert? Herbert's done for the year. We got to watch Easton Stick versus Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, honestly, me neither, dude. I think I'm probably, you know what? I might just watch The Grinch.
Actually, yeah, take some time, watch a Christmas movie. People who ever watch this video, let me tell you right now, take some time, get in that holiday spirit, watch a Christmas movie, watch a Hanukkah movie, whatever you got to do, whatever floats your boat. Watch a movie instead of this game. This
Yeah.
game is gonna be terrible.
Yeah. Watch it say it's gonna be terrible, and then like they light it up and they go like, it's like a 45-41 type final or something. Or they might just go scoreless throughout the whole game, and someone might win by a field goal.
It'll be like the Raiders Vikings game 3-0.
I'm telling you, it's either gonna be one of the two. It's either gonna be a complete dud or it might be a firework display.
No in between. Oh my god, bruh. Nah, that was that game, that Vikings game, bruh. Josh Dobbs, that was a hospital ball he gave Justin Jefferson. He put him up in the air. Oh my god, Mom might want to fall.
Yeah, he might
fall asleep in the first drive. What you mean?
He might.
First 2 drives.
And it sucks because this is the only action that Herbie's gonna get until New Year's Day. I know that's crazy because Herbie's
next week Monday night's gonna be next week Thursday night will be good. We'll watch the Rams bend over the Saints on Thursday Night Football. That'll be fun.
Oh my gosh! See why do you see? Here you go again with the Saints. Just come on, man. What if the Saints?
I can't help it.
What if the Saints win?
I'd not be happy. I'd be probably one of the most mad, angry people in the world at that point if they won that game.
You wanted the Panthers to get their second win of the season last week, and look what happened.
The Panthers, bruh, how did you be making $40 million and have 37 passing yards with 8 minutes into the fourth quarter?
Hey, y'all won.
We should not have won that game. The Panthers, the only reason why the Saints won was because the Panthers are worse by a lot.
And then the funny thing is, someone told me that Derek Carr is going to lead the Saints to a Super Bowl.
Well, at least I know it's not me. I never said that. So
it's not you or anybody that you know.
I know. Oh, you remember that group chat?
Oh yeah, I got put out of it, but it's fine. But yeah, exactly. I think I used to think when those comments would come up.
Come on, Bucks, win this division and put the Saints out of their misery and let them fire Dennis Allen, please.
Honestly, what? Because what the
Saints? That's the second last week of the game, second to last game of the season, right? I think so.
Yeah, it's like New Year's.
I need a Baker Mayfield drubbing of the Saints.
So you just want Baker to like set an NFL record for like 8 touchdown passes in a game? Wow.
Marshawn's not playing, so I don't have to worry about Mike Evans' Marshawn battle.
He's not playing. Wait,
done for the year. No, he's done for the year, I think.
Really? How much longer does he have on his contract?
Like 3 years, 2 years. They could trade him after June 1st. They could trade only Kamara and him after June 1st to save any money. All the other contracts is stuck with for another year.
Interesting.
Yeah, you and me, bro. You and me, Ash, bro. We's in hell, man. But y'all got Tommy DeVito. Y'all got one job, my Italiano friend. Beat the shit out of the team.
Wow.
We are a Tommy DeVito believer on this channel, right?
I guess so.
Bro, last 4 games he's been out playing Derek Carr. Oh my god, it is unbelievable. And the fact once I saw him Monday night and I saw that he could run, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna beat them so bad. It's gonna be so great.
It's kind of funny that him wearing that old 15 in that like old school Giants uniform reminded me of Jeff Hostetler. Before your time.
I know. Bro,
Yeah.
Did you see Tommy DeVito's agent? Oh my god. You saw his agent photo? It looks like a perfect Italian mobster. I'm like, what the hell? How'd they get this guy to be his agent?
We got to remember they're in New York, so they're gonna make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Mob gonna cash in.
It makes a lot of sense. Understands tank assignment. Wow.
Don't worry. The Panthers ruined ours. But I just wanted Jaden Daniels. But I'll settle for Justin Fields still. Hey, Justin Fields somehow is the second best quarterback in the 2021.
I was gonna say if you
Zach Wilson wasn't terrible this week. Did you see that?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. The fact you just said that. If you have 4 years of Derek Carr, how you gonna go
technically one more?
How you gonna go get Justin? I'm gonna
it's technically one more year because they get. How do I rephrase it? They're stuck with his contract until next year. They can get rid of him for nothing after the end of next season. Or he pisses off the fan base to the extent that he already has, even more, because the entire fan base hates him already, right? They hate his guts, they hate his family, they hate everything about him, right? I have seen that. The entire fan base hates him. Well, maybe except for 5 people on Twitter who are all his family's burner accounts. But anyways, I digress. To the fact that if he continues to piss them off, and the Saints fire Dennis Allen, which they should, but there's a report saying they might not. They need to go and figure out some way, somehow, make a voodoo doll and figure out how to flush it down the toilet and get rid of his contract.
Wow.
Just work some voodoo magic, get rid of that contract, pretend it never happened. I don't know, that'd be great. Wow. Maybe the Giants can do the same thing with a Daniel Jones contract. Take Michael Penix, top 10. That could work for them. But don't worry, Giants fans are getting Bo Nix. They'll be all good.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
All right. So now we can transition to college football now. So
real fun.
So the interesting thing that just happened that came out is the SEC schedules for 2024 they came out as follows. So as you know, Texas and Oklahoma come over and everything like that. Week 1 lines up to be are you okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I had a moment there.
I was like, don't die. Please don't die. I need you to make it.
Try not to die.
Yeah. So the opening week schedule is pretty interesting. So we have Miami traveling to the Swamp to play Florida, Georgia and Clemson. Yeah. But blowout for who?
Miami's getting blown out.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. There you go. Georgia versus Clemson in Atlanta. And then
we've blowout.
Yes. Yep, that is. We've got
Georgia's pissed. Yeah, that's not going to go good for Clemson.
We have Notre Dame at Texas A&M.
Blowout. Actually, no.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's not a blowout. Notre Dame just got Riley Leonard. They're going to make some noise. Well, when I say noise, I mean they'll be a regular season noise team, and then they'll just fall off the face of the planet come December.
And then you got Virginia Tech at Vanderbilt, and you have LSU. You have LSU playing USC in Las Vegas.
That would be fun. But who the hell is USC's quarterback next year? LSU's quarterback, I think, is going to be Nussmeier, whatever his name is.
Oh, Nussmeier?
Yeah, that guy. I think he's supposed to be the next quarterback.
Right.
So he might be good. He might not. I don't know. I don't know who USC's quarterback is going to be.
And then you have week 2, USF goes to Tuscaloosa. I didn't forget. I'll tell you now. And you have Arkansas.
Bama was up tied 3-3 at halftime. Yeah, that's gonna probably have them mad.
Yeah. You've also got Arkansas at Oklahoma State, and then you've got Texas at Michigan. Yeah.
Well, for Texas. I don't think Harbaugh is going to be there next year.
I don't think so either.
I think Harbaugh is going to the NFL back, especially after these investigations and all that. I think he's just going to duck it all and go to the NFL.
Yeah, I could see it. A couple other interesting games. So, week 3, you have nothing really. Okay, Alabama and Wisconsin. That's what we've got.
Blowout.
Texas A&M at Florida. And then you've got week 4. We have looking at this Tennessee at Oklahoma.
That might be fun.
The following week after that, you have Arkansas and Texas A&M in Arlington, Georgia at Bama, and Oklahoma traveling to Auburn, and then Mississippi State traveling to Texas.
Georgia's going to Alabama when? Week 4?
Week 5.
Week 5. Well, I would say that has playoff implications, but since next year is going to be the 12-team playoff, it's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, dude, they're going to beat the living shit out of each other, honestly. So, and then you have week 6, it's a little personal. UCF travels to Gainesville. That's the one. Because
blowout UCF. Let me give it to them right now.
Woo!
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say blowout for UCF. They're gonna blow out game and go into the swamp and beat them. I don't know. I just feel it.
Oh.
We gotta bookmark that one. That might age terribly.
Or
I'm gonna take that, bro. I'm gonna take that. I feel like UF is gonna be mad of how that bowl game went, but also like I feel like UCF does do a lot of dirty stuff to other schools in Florida. Like they had a student go and skip a line. Like you didn't see that tweet from UCF this morning about the TikTok thing, that person not being a student or whatever.
No,
that was a UF student that went and they skipped the lines in Disney saying they were a UCF football player, and they were really a UF student. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember the frat houses at UF. They kept posting like they made like signs and stuff saying like about making jokes about Jordan Travis like messing up his knee and stuff and breaking his leg, which that's not cool. But the other game that weekend is Auburn and Georgia, and then week 7 we have Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, Tennessee, LSU, Ole Miss. Week 8, you've got obviously Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, and Texas play each other in Austin that weekend. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you have Oklahoma and Ole Miss playing each other on week 9.
That'll be fun.
November 2nd, week 10, you got Florida, Georgia. You got, that's about it really for that weekend. Week 11, you got, week 11, you got Georgia at Ole Miss, Florida at Tennessee, Alabama, LSU. Week 12, you have Texas and Arkansas, Tennessee at Georgia, LSU at Florida. Week 13, you got, what is that? Ole Miss at Florida. You've got Alabama at Oklahoma for the first time since 2002, I believe.
That's going to be a blowout. Alabama.
Oh, okay. And then week 14, you got obviously rivalry week. So Texas and aside from Iron Bowl, Florida State, Georgia Tech, LSU and Oklahoma is the new rivalry on the block, apparently. And then you've also got Texas and Texas A&M making a comeback.
LSU, Oklahoma? That's nasty.
That's what they said, dude.
They should have made it like LSU, Texas, or like LSU, Texas A&M, or one of the schools in Texas right next door.
So the thing is here's why this happened. They wanted, and everybody, even me, has been clamoring for it. There's 2 ones I've been clamoring for. Florida, Miami, make that permanent. But because next year, thank God, we get it in Coral Gate. We get it down in Miami. I think it should be played every year, personally. But the one that everybody's been clamoring for to come back, and for some reason, it always gets a reaction from Texas folks saying it's never coming back, but now it is. Texas A&M.
Oh, that's what the rivalry is going to be? Okay, that's fair.
It used to be played for as long as I could remember. that was always played on Thanksgiving night.
Why did they never make LSU Arkansas a thing?
They did. It is a thing. It's for the Golden Boot, but I think
No, like for rivalry week. I know it's for the Golden Boot, but like, why didn't they make it for?
I don't know. I always thought it was for before Missouri and Texas A&M joined. I always thought that it was, but I'm not. I could have swore it was. I could have swore it used to be before those two joined, but now it's kind of like it's losing its luster, honestly. Because I mean, it's still an important game, but it's not like the big one at the end.
Yeah.
So
I guess LSU Oklahoma, maybe, I guess. But like whenever I think LSU Oklahoma, I just my brain remembers 63-28.
and I'm
Or
sure
63-24.
I'm sure Oklahoma
63-28.
63-28 as well.
Yeah, that was a fun year of college football. That 2019 and 2020, like those two runs were like the best ones, I think.
You said 2019 and 2020?
I think it was 2020.
Honestly, I hated 2020, dude. There were no fans.
No, like, which one was the one with Lawrence and Fields?
But Lawrence,
Sugar Bowl.
I think that was like the 2019 Sugar Bowl. No, my bad. I think that was 2018.
I gotta Google it. Give me a second, guys. I'm Lawrence Fields Sugar Bowl.
Well, while he brings that up, I guess I'll just switch over.
That was 20. No, that's not 2022.
Yeah, no.
That was 2021.
Was it really? Wow. Interesting.
College football semifinal. And Ohio State won. Ohio State lost to Alabama. Right? That was a Devontae Smith team, right? So that was a 2020-2021 season.
Yeah.
But weren't they fans in that season or no? In that game, there were fans.
2021 season had fans, yes.
Okay, so you know what it was? Burrow was a 2019 LSU Tigers, right? But that playoff was in 2020, just before COVID happened.
It was like
2021.
It was like New Year's 2020. Like COVID, everybody went in the house. Like
COVID happened March 2020.
Yeah.
And then Fields Lawrence was New Year's 2021, and they had fans back in the stands by then.
Yeah, that's accurate.
That's what happened.
Yep, pretty much.
But then Sean Wade thought he can match up on Devontae Smith, and Fields broke his ribs against that dude from Clemson broke Fields' ribs or whatever. And that game went out.
Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about. I remember. I can't remember his name, but it was a dude. It was a linebacker. Came in with his head down, and they called
and smacked Fields right in the ribs. Yeah.
I remember that.
And then that. Wow, we really got some great playoffs back to back years, man. Then you had Stroud versus Georgia the next year. That game was fun as hell. No, that was 2023. This year. That was this year. That was this season.
Yeah, that was at the start of this year.
The Alabama Georgia playoff was the year before that. Who were the other two teams in that playoff? The first one of Georgia's back-to-backs.
Georgia beat Michigan that year. Alabama beat Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, that was the Desmond. That Cincinnati team that got in. Yeah. That wasn't as fun. That one didn't have any fun games. But then the year after, we got where if Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't get his head blown off, and a kicker could actually kick a ball.
That was a long kick. That was a
long kick, but you kind of could have had that one.
True. Now
that game was fun though to watch.
Now one thing,
but this year I think we'll have a good one. That Texas-Washington game is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I will switch over to now is this. What is the most exciting bowl game non-New Year's Six bowl game for this season. Honestly, aside from the celebration,
The Royal Quest Bowl.
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's the LSU one, right?
It's LSU, Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was like 40-yard kick. It wasn't that long. Come on now.
I remember someone saying it was like, no, it was 50. It was no, because I just watched it. It was like 53 yards.
No, it was like 42.
It was 53. I literally
Nah.
watched.
How long?
Fowler
How
said
long was the kick that Ohio State missed? Okay, it was 50 yards. Okay, it was like a flat 50. It wasn't anything longer than 50. Come on now, it's not that like for us. It's horrible. Like you're a college kicker. Come on now,
dude. That was not easy.
That was not easy. I would not be able to kick that kick, so I wouldn't be able to say that. But like
exactly. Now, again, like I said, so most exciting bowl games this year for me got to be as follows. I'm looking at James Madison and Air Force. Call me crazy. In the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Thank God they let James Madison in. I'm also looking at, for instance, low-key Texas A&M and Oklahoma State in the Texas Bowl.
Texas who? Which one?
Texas A&M and Oklahoma State in the Texas Bowl.
I can see it. I can see that. Now I only said the Royal Quest Bowl because that game's in Tampa, and I'm like, I might go. I know Daniels and Neighbors aren't playing, but like that game, even with all the LSU guys not playing, like LSU has no defense, so it's still going to be a competitive game.
Honestly,
offensively,
I'm still expecting LSU to win that handily.
Oh yeah, but it's not going to be like a shutout or anything, which would be super boring.
Oh no, not at all. Now, I'll give you this one. The most intriguing New Year's Six Bowl.
Let me pull up the list. I don't know them off the top of my head.
So you've got Florida State.
That's what. Yeah, that game's not going to be fun.
You got Ohio. You got Missouri and Ohio State.
That might be fun, but I have no idea who's playing for Ohio State.
And you have Ole Miss and Penn State in the Peach Bowl, and then you've also got Liberty and Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl.
Is Bo Nix playing that game?
Yeah, I would assume so. He hasn't said anything about it.
Bo Nix playing in his bowl game while Sam Hartman said no. It's kind of hilarious.
Now, the other one you also have is the two playoff games, obviously. You have Alabama, Michigan, and then you also have
Texas, Washington.
Honestly, dude, the one that interests me the most, low-key, Ole Miss and Penn State. Because you have this notion.
Yeah, that might be a little interesting. I can see that.
You have this notion where you have some people saying, and this is what they were saying early in the season, where it was Penn State can't develop a quarterback, and they have all these 5-star quarterbacks. They just can't develop them. They can't do nothing with them. And then you have an Ole Miss team who is explosive on offense.
Mm-hmm.
So Penn State better be ready to play some defense.
Oh, yeah. That I can see being fun.
Exactly.
See, you say intriguing. I think of it as which game is going to be the most fun to watch.
So which one is Ace going to sit down with a box of Popeyes and watch?
Man, for New Year's, I'm going to be making a prime rib. I ain't know about no Popeyes for New Year's.
I wasn't talking about New Year's. I was talking about specifically just any of the other non-New Year's things.
I'll take a peek at the USF bowl game against Syracuse.
That's a fair statement. I will too. I would too.
Oregon Liberty should be fun for who?
Honestly, dude, low key. Hey, look, you the second person to say that, Ace. I'm gonna be real with you. It's all fun and games until Liberty win that game. It's all fun.
Oh,
and
I wouldn't. Now I'm saying it. Watch Liberty win, bro.
games.
Nah,
Literally so many people are counting Liberty out. Like it's like, oh, Liberty ain't even supposed to be. This could
bro. When Bo Nix stank up the joint and Liberty wins, and then the Giants still take him. Oh my god.
I'm
Sorry,
telling you,
guys. Giants
telling you
fan,
now,
you don't want Bo Nix, but I
watch.
feel like that's gonna happen.
A win in that game changes Liberty's football program in the future.
They get an invite to D1 for sure.
They're already D1.
No, like not D1 FBS, like big time FBS.
No, they won't be. They won't. They'll be like one of those like low key group of 5 teams, like they already are currently. But yeah, it would. That would change the like how beating Oklahoma changed things for Boise State. If Liberty beats Oregon, it changes things.
Hey, they can come to the AAC. Nothing's fun happening there these days.
I'm not going to say what I want to say.
Wow, you would say something out of pocket.
I'm not going to say
What you mean?
I'm not going to say what I want to say. It's okay. It's
Say
fine. Well, I'm going to say this now.
I'm storming MetLife if we take Bo Nix.
Does he mean like in a good way or a bad way?
Bad way. Bruh, nobody wants Bo Nix. I don't want him either.
Well, Ace, we've made it to that
Be a
point.
Dennis Allen type quarterback, though.
We made it to that point in the show where we need to hear from you now.
All right, FAMU Howard prediction. All right, what's Howard's scoring average by chance?
Howard's averaging
And
20
defense?
points a game.
20 what? 28.
Howard's averaging 28 points a game. 28.5 to be specific.
How much did they give up on defense?
Let's see. I have it right here. Howard as a team is, let's see. Oh, geez, their defensive statistics aren't even on here.
Okay, damn, that's bad. All right, give me FAMU. What was that final score for NC Central game again? It was like 40 something.
It was 50 to like 40. Oh my goodness. It was ugly. It was like 50 to 20. It's
50-20.
Yeah, it was.
All right, I'm going to take FAMU 38. I'm going to take Howard 27.
Ooh. Okay.
I think FAMU's red zone defense stops them.
Okay. Okay.
Even with the running the ball.
Okay, so you think that they shut down Eden, James, and Jarrett?
Come red zone time. Dark Cloud defense stand. They bend, but they don't break.
Okay. And you'll hear.
I'm gonna give Musa stat prediction. I'm gonna say Musa goes 22 or 36. Actually, no, they're not throwing the ball that much times. When we rephrase it, all right, Musa's gonna go 18 of 30, and he's gonna go for 278 and 3 TDs, no picks, 1 fumble.
Okay.
We're pulling it out of the hat.
I feel that. Well, folks, you make sure you join us Saturday morning at 11 a.m. We'll be breaking it down, FAMU and Howard, talking about it. This will be the last one for the season. Before we wrap it up, I didn't think we'd be doing this in December, but yeah, here we are. So we're going to play closer to the end. But folks, that's also
next week is going to be a Christmas special episode.
Yes. It all just kind of flows together.
I know. We could recap the game. Who knows? If Tommy DeVito goes crazy, might invite some people to come on the show to do a certain memorial service for the 2023 Dennis Allen team.
A memorial service. Not a memorial service. Come on.
Why not? That'll be fun. We'll have a celebration for the Bucks too if they win. If you want.
We don't have to. We don't have
Who
to.
the Bucks even playing this week? I don't know.
Green Bay in Lambeau.
Oh, Green Bay's winning that.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Jordan Love hasn't been bad. I was shocked the Packers lost that game.
True.
Tommy DeVito got some magic powers in him. I need him to channel the magic powers once more.
Wow.
Come on, Mafia, make some phone calls. Get it all set up for them.
Oh my goodness. I can't with you. I can't with you.
I'm joking. All right, but anyway, guys. Yeah. Next week, Christmas episode, we'll have a blast. Talk movies, food, all the goodies.
Ace gets to share his Christmas letter to Santa with us.
Yeah. Santa, can you please get Dennis fired? And Derek Carr removed. Let Markel have a jump shot and the Lightning figure out how to be so bad they get a top 10 pick in the draft and trade Steven Stamkos. You heard me on that last part. Bro, Stamkos is useless 5-on-5. The injuries just took everything away, man. Bro, it's sad to watch him play now.
Folks, on that note, we're gonna call it a night. I'm so surprised that he said that. You folks have a nice, safe, and blessed night. We will see you.
Yeah, I told you. I was feeling spicy today.
I can see that. Oh my god.
With that being said, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. See you next week for the Christmas episode.
See you Saturday and then see you Wednesday. So take care.
Oh yeah.
Good night.